So I had a few requests to go over Bye Bye Bird, the Sonny Boy Williamson version, released in 1963, written by Willie Dixon. There were a whole bunch of recordings of this, which were usually played on a low C harmonica or a low D harmonica, and sometimes occasionally higher than that as well on some recordings. I'm going to be using a low C harmonica when playing this. If you wanted a new version of this, you could get a Hohner Thunderbird, which has the conical reed plates on, which stops the reeds rattling against it. Alternatively, there's the Hohner Rocket low C as well, which is a bit cheaper. And Seidel and Suzuki have low versions as well, so low versions of standard tuning. There were a huge variety of rhythms and variations on a theme that he was using throughout this kind of improvisational piece. I'm going to go through one on this video, and we can do some other videos later on about some other variations, but hopefully this one gives you the essence of what you're looking to find. So just talking about the intro to begin with, Sonny frequently used the 4/5 draw as a starting point for Bye Bye Bird to build up sort of a bit of dissonance before going into the main rhythm. So he draws up holes 4 and 5 together with a big open sound to begin with, bending into that, drawing it up to the natural sound, but then tightening the embouchure up to create a bright sound. So big open to small and bright. And you use the hands as kind of a vibrato. Then he pre-bends back into there before lasandoing down. So once again. And you can hear on that last one, he kind of has a real bite to that sound, which is typical of Sonny. So once again, the intro would be something like this, using the hands each time. You can extend that wail on the second time round to create a bit more dissonance as well. Going into the rhythm. A lot of people make the mistake of playing single notes when they play this rhythm. So they'll play, which isn't wrong, it just doesn't have the essence of what Sonny's doing. So I'd recommend something slightly different. By the way, when I'm playing single notes on this, I'm tongue blocking. So on hole 1, I'm playing out to the left-hand side of my mouth. This video is probably the wrong way around. I'm playing out the left-hand side of my mouth and tongue blocking to the right. When I'm playing anything from 2 draw upwards, I'm playing out the right-hand side of my mouth and tongue blocking on the left. So the rhythm, we're going to play draw 1 first. Sometimes he played this twice, but we're going to just focus on it, playing it once for now. Instead of playing blow 2, we're going to play draw 1, a chord on the exhale, and slap onto the blow 3. Then slap again onto blow 3, so we're sounding like this so far. And then you've got a choice. Sometimes he would play blow 2 after that. Or sometimes he'd just play the chord gently. So you're letting the tongue just come off and play that chord. You can vary those two options, and it creates a nice difference in sound when you're going through the rhythm. For the chord in between, we're going to play yardle, yardle, breathing in, yardle, yardle, on holes 1, 2, and 3. And when I do this, I start with my teeth grip, so it's more like, and that just creates a variation in sound again, and creates kind of a vacuum when you're creating the chord. One thing to add is that I also frequently add an exhale push in between the inhale chords, which is just a push from the diaphragm. That becomes more natural when you've got into the flow of the rhythm. Putting those two together. You can hear how quickly you need to come back to that draw one after the inhale chording. When we play the 4 chord, we're going to play this. Which is draw 1, then exhale and slap onto blow 3, exhale again and slap onto blow 1. And then the chording. You notice I do that little exhale push. That helps to reset your diaphragm so you've got enough energy to blow that out. Well, it does for me anyway. When you're playing hole 1 draw and hole 1 blow, remember to shift your tongue, so you tongue switch to play out of the left hand side of your mouth and block to the right. So we've made it to the end of the 4 chord then, just playing through this from the rhythm, not the intro. You then return to the 1 chord for 1 round. So moving on to the 5 chord. To get into the 5 chord, we're going to play the rhythm as we were. So draw 1, then an exhale percussive chord and slap onto the 3. And then holes 3 and 4 draw together with a slight bend. You're going to hold that 3 and 4 for the entirety of the 5 and the 4 chord. And then when you land back on the 1, you end up on the rhythm. And then extend the chord for as long as you want, going up to the end of the 12 bar. Once more. So you can hold that 3 bent and just hold it and slap onto the rhythm afterwards. Or you can hold that 3-4 bent and then bend it down lower, and then just before you go back to the 1, slap onto the 3 and move backwards and forwards. You don't always have to play at that point. You can play and just slide backwards and forwards for a bit of a contrast to the rhythm as well. At least I do sometimes. So I'm going to run through that version a couple of times and feel free to play along with it. I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe, and I'll add another chorus shortly.